Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to this episode of the Movement Mentality Podcast. I freaking missed you. It's been a little while, which it really hasn't, but it just feels like it. I am coming off of a super gnarly, nasty, cold allergy attack. I don't know what it was, but it was whoa. If you're super intuitive or super can hear this, you can tell that I'm dealing with a little something something. Yes, I'm already nasally as it is, but this is like I can't breathe, okay? Um that was intense. Sunday I had an allergy attack. Monday I had full body chills for literally 24 hours. Tuesday I felt a little better. Wednesday barely better, and today's Thursday. So, by the time you see this, it'll probably be a Monday. Today's episode is going to be short and sweet, but it's something that I just have to share with you because although what I'm going to share with you is short and sweet, really straight to the point, it is two examples that really, really made a difference for me when it comes to posting on Instagram. So, this is a very specific message for a specific thing you're dealing with. So, it might not pertain to you right now in this moment, but maybe it will in the future, or maybe it will resonate for someone else that you know. So, just share this with them so they can hear it. As you know, sharing and rating a podcast is the only way it grows. So, I'm always going to ask for that if you enjoyed the episode. So, here are two crazy examples that happened recently in the year of 2024. It is 2025, but it's only February, so it's barely 2025. One example, so it's two examples, okay, that helped me deal with posting online and getting troll hate comments or nasty comments and just dealing with the stress of that, which used to really, really affect me. The first time it ever happened to me was a couple years ago, and I didn't sleep for like 2 weeks. And all my friends were like, "Just brush it off." And I was like, "What? I can't. So this is really affecting me." So fast forward to 2024, and my the girl who is helping me with my social media, she has a family member who's a plant account, right? So this person is her family member and her account is huge. She is a plant person. She teaches you how to cut them, propagate plants. Here's my viral soil. Here's the sun a snake plant needs. All the plant things, right? And I'm dealing with a hate troll comment, and my person at the time who was helping me with social media says, this is going to happen to you no matter what. And I'm like, really? She goes, yeah, my sister in law has a plant account. Literally just got a deal with Target. She's so huge. She has like 500,000 followers. And people comment on her account, your kids should be taken from you. I'm going to call CPS. Because there's no way you can be a good mom and care about all these plants that you do. Blah, blah, blah. I basically fall out of my chair hearing this story. She goes, "Oh, yeah, it's a real thing. People hate no matter what. You could be talking about a leaf, okay? And someone is going to have something to say, and it will be to the far off extreme, so extreme to say, your children should be taken from you." She's literally showing you how to cut a leaf. What are you talking about? Okay, so I hope that you are hearing what I am saying and not hearing what I'm not saying. The example was shown to me, and I was like, wow. So it actually doesn't matter who I show up as or what I'm talking about. There's always going to be someone complaining or saying something not kind because of their projections and their history and their upbringing and their behavioral EQ, right? It literally has nothing to do with you. So she tells me this example, and I marinate on this for a while, and it really, really helped me. And I just kept saying to myself, I could literally be talking about plants, and someone's going to say something that is hurtful because this is the internet, right? There's people literally in a basement, like eating potato chips, 200 pounds overweight. Like, this video sucks. Here's the thing, whether you like the video or not, it took time and energy from the creator. Period. So, even me, even you, if you don't like a video, it still took time and energy for that person to create it. So, if you don't like it, just keep scrolling or unfollow or whatever it is. Um, so that's the first example. The second one was actually not in 2024. Now that I'm saying this out loud, it was actually like a couple weeks ago. So that one made a huge difference for me, and it reminded me of that quote where you go, you could be the ripest, juiciest peach, but there's always someone who hates peaches. And especially in my case, because I happen to be a very authentic, vulnerable, fully exposed type of person, which then bleeds out into my brand of vulnerability and authenticity. So I'm putting myself out there, like fully, fully, fully self expressed. So if someone says something unkind, it is very personal, but it's not, right? And I have to remember that it doesn't matter. I could be talking about a leaf and propagating and soil, and someone's going to say something crazy. So I wanted to share that, and I hope it makes a difference for you. The second example was a couple weeks ago. I'm sitting on my couch, and I have boundaries around when I'm on my phone, but this was during a phone scrolling time. And I find this woman, her reel came across my feed, and she's talking about this micro bakery she has. That's what she's calling it. And if you didn't know this, I am so obsessed with making sourdough. So anything that says sourdough, I'm watching it, I'm clicking on it. I love learning about it. I have been practicing making sourdough for 1 year and November, December, January, 1 year and 3 months. And I didn't start feeling confident in my loaves until 11 months into practicing. So it took me about a year to be really proud of the bread I was making. Side lesson in this podcast: is there anything you've given 11 months of dedication without deviating and not given up? Just curious. Have you posted every single day for 11 months just to see what would happen? Just curious. Okay. Side note challenge there. Okay. It took me 11 months to feel confident with my loaf. I cried over loaves that didn't turn out the way I wanted them to. And my husband would be like, they taste great. And I'm like, they're not supposed to look like that or whatever. Because they take about 2 days to make per loaf, right? So it's a lot of labor of love. Okay. I digress. So a couple weeks ago, I'm scrolling, and a woman is basically like, I am living my dream. I make sourdough. I make sourdough chocolate chip cookies. I put flowers out on my lawn with free library books. And she built this thing to house all of her baked goods. And she's like, I have this tiny little micro bakery on my front yard, like on the yard for people to walk by. And it's a part of the community now. And she's like, it's a fairy tale. I just love it so much. It's like a little passion project for her, right? And I don't know why, but I'm like weeping seeing this. It's probably like a 13-second reel. And I'm like, you go, mama. You make your micro bakery. You sell those flowers. Like, you're awesome. So I'm like crying because it just was so inspiring to me. Like, it doesn't matter how small your dream is, like a little shelf on your yard with a bouquet of flowers and some free books. If it makes you happy, do it. And I was like radiating and oozing with emotion watching this reel. So I go to comment and I'm like ready to finger thumb. Yes, mama, you got this. Keep going. This is so inspiring. I'm going to go make a loaf right now. And I go to comment and I see someone say on her feed, must be nice that your stuff doesn't get stolen being left out on the sidewalk. Next comment, must be nice you live in a rich neighborhood where you could leave that out. Next comment, must be nice you trust your neighbors. And it was like comment after comment about how she's lucky that she lives in a certain neighborhood where she could do this, and it must be nice that you could fulfill on your dream and all. And I went from like oozing of happiness and joy and just like cheerleadery, energy to pure sadness within like seconds, which hence this is why social media is not healthy. Like you're not supposed to feel that range of emotions in like a 20-second time span. So I am floored by these comments. I came in there being like, this is awesome. And what I read is, must be nice. Can't believe your stuff doesn't get stolen. Only rich people could do something like this. And it was the second time where, except this one might have been more powerful from the sense of I saw it with my own eyes, how the internet is and how people are on the internet. Like, they just don't think. Like, if you were at coffee with this woman and she said, I am living my dream, I made a little nook with my bread and my chocolate chip cookies and my flowers, and I have free books out for the whole neighborhood, you wouldn't be like, must be nice. You would be like, that's so awesome. Congratulations. Are you like, would you really say those things if you were out at coffee with this person? So that's kind of my go-to image visualization is like, would I say this to someone if I was out having coffee with them? Or would they say this to me? They wouldn't. There are so many things people would say that they would never, ever, ever say to your face if it wasn't for the internet. So I want to give you both of these examples because you could be talking about bread or a leaf, and someone is going to say something. So, what you have to do is you have to prepare for the inevitability, if that's a word, that is going to happen, right? You could be like, I make socks and I sell them on Etsy. And I'm going to say to you, you're going to get hate. Okay. So prepare for it. What's your armor? What's your plan? You get a hate comment, a troll comment. What are you going to do? Because it only stings a lot when you don't have the armor ready and you don't have your shield and you don't have anything you're equipped to deal with. Okay, I'm having a hard time with words. When you're not prepared, right? So if you know it's going to happen, what's your strategy and how are you going to handle it? Answer this right now while you're listening, okay? The next hate or troll comment you get, what will you do? You have options. You can respond. You can go back and forth. You can do whatever you want. Okay, I've done it all. I've responded. I've been kind. I've been into the DMs. I've been into the voice notes. I've done it all. So now what I do is this. If there's, this is my page, okay? You don't have to be here. Go find your tribe. Because let me tell you, an unkind person is not my ideal client avatar. They're not my tribe. So I don't I don't owe a stranger anything. Here's my start here pinned post. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, great. If you like what I'm putting out there, great. If you don't, just unfollow, be on your merry way, and follow the other millions of people that you could be following, right? Go find your tribe, boo. So now what I do is when I have it doesn't even, now I don't get hate anymore. I did after like one post, I learned my lesson. My messaging was off. But now if it's just unkind at all, like if I just don't even like it, I don't like the energy it brings. I am responsible for the energy on my page and the flow and the vibes, okay? It's my page. So I now go like this. If you're watching on video, you'll see me. I swipe, I hit delete, I block, and then I bless. So I call it the block and bless. And that's what I do now. I actually got that from one of my business coaching students, Kathy Walker. She's a physical therapist in Canada. And she said this block and bless to me. It was something like that. This is what I've turned it into. She must have said something like that. And I've been using it ever since. I just swipe, delete, block, and bless. And I do it with a smile on my face because I really am blessing them. And I really do hope that they find love, happiness, and peace, and whoever lights them up, because I'm not it. And I'm totally okay with that. I'm turning freaking 40, okay? It's very evident to me after 40 years of living on this earth that some people are meant for each other and others aren't. Some people are meant to be in our lives for 2 minutes, others 2 decades. It's all good. I don't like to force things. One of my life mottos is if it isn't seamless, it's a no. That's it. I love extraordinary ease. I attract extraordinary ease. I attract people, circumstances, and events that make my life easier. I don't need that energy, and neither do you. So, my invitation is to you to prepare for those trolls or hater type of comments, or just unkind, period. Have your strategy ready. What am I going to do? I will tell you, I responded for probably a year and a half. I actually responded. I'd be like, "Hey, I am so sorry this didn't resonate with you. My job here and my intention is to help people move pain-free and live their life and whatever." And they'd be like, "Whatever." Blah. And I would try to calmly respond, and it would get nowhere, obviously, because it never does. There was one time in a year and a half where I kind of softened someone. One time. So if you want to go on like a grading system of A, B, C, D, E, F, and failing is like below 50%, right? I can't remember the grade system anymore. Geez, now I feel stupid. Yeah, a C. Anyways, an F is bad. I think it's less than 50% correct answers. So like if I got one conversion out of a year and a half of trying to convert people, I am totally failing at this and it's not worth my energy. I love data because it's not personal. So I'm just done with that. Block, bless, bye. Have a good life. On to the next thing that I'm dealing with, like actually contributing to the people that are meant to be here. That's what I'm going to focus on. You're here. You're listening to this. I want to serve you. That's my job. My whole life purpose is to be in service of. All right. That's it for today. I'd love to hear from you. DM me or write a comment on the podcast little comment section. I'm still getting used to figuring out how to work with that. Please rate this 5 stars if it made a difference for you. Like I said, it's the only way the podcast grows. And I have a fun, exciting next podcast for you coming up. Thank you for being here. I just did a speaking gig, actually like 45 minutes north of where I live, to 9 entrepreneurs, and it was so freaking exciting. And that's why I had to jump on and record this, because I shared these 2 examples with this group and they loved it. They said that it like really, really helped them. Okay, I could be talking about a leaf and I'm still gonna be getting hateful comments. Yes. You could be talking about nail polish. Someone's gonna say something. Okay. So take your pick. If you're gonna be disliked no matter what, you might as well go for it and be your fully expressed self. But here's what's crazy. The farther from my center of authenticity that I was, the more weird comments I got. And now that I'm like full force, Missy freaking bunch, full force, vulnerable, authentic, here's who I am, here's who I'm not, love you long time, like all the things, I rarely get unkind comments anymore. So before I leave you, let me actually leave you with that. Are you tiptoeing around how you show up online? Are you tiptoeing around who you really are? Because that energy gets picked up and people can smell BS from a mile away. So knock it off. Be yourself. The closer to yourself you are, the less of those comments you will get. They're basically non existent for me now because my messaging, I was trying some messaging out when I first started getting those kind of comments, but now I don't do that anymore because it didn't align with me. And now I don't get those comments anymore. Now my audience is really my audience and it's freaking wonderful. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye.